Subject of today is getting laid off. So I'm getting laid off from a Fortune 500 three-letter company. They purchased my company about 2 years ago, and my guess is they just wanted the data. Everybody knows it. They never stated it, but during the purchase they made a few promises that they just decided not to keep. One was they weren't purchasing us to take our applications and throw it away and leave us to the wayside. Two was that they weren't going to do any layoffs. They weren't going to do any firing, none of that. And I can't remember what 3 is so far, but I think there's a 3. So first off, they lied in number 1. So mid last year they gave us notice that my application is going bye-bye. Even though we had money coming in, we had new customers coming in, we had good implementation of software, even though that we had all of that, they were like, yeah, no, not gonna happen. And number 2 with the layoffs. Now, I know it kind of doesn't count, but they took everybody that was contractor and immediately let them go. Now, why contractor doesn't usually count is because contractors are kind of used as, I suppose, they know it. When you contract, you usually get a nice higher premium. Now, problem with that is we had a lot of development that was contractors. So, say goodbye to, I think it was 20% of our development. And that puts us at a strain. Especially when some of them were looking forward to their hire on date. But oh well, you know, didn't affect me. I didn't like it, and I verbalized that I didn't like what they did, but you know, my word doesn't go far in the company because I'm not a higher up, I'm not a manager. So it is what it is. Next up on that list was termination, or you know, layoffs. So they ended up doing layoffs right after they said that my product was going bye-bye. So they gave us a half year's notice that the product was going bye-bye, and you know, here's the termination dates that we expect. They didn't give a fuck about any of the contracts, by the way. They didn't even look at the contracts. So there was contractual pushbacks and all sorts of stuff like that. We get 2 months away from total disconnect, meaning total application disconnect from all of our customers. And lo and behold, guess what? We're also laying you guys off. No, thanks for giving me the notice. You know, at least I had the notice to look for jobs. Literally at the time that I looked for jobs, everything dried up. I could see 30-month-old or 30-day-old job postings that were perfect for my area, but since it was 30 days, they've already gotten their guy and moved on. You know, at least they gave us that. And then they're like, okay, here's the paperwork that, you know, of all the tiers that when you do get laid off on that termination date, that, you know, here's the tiers of things that you'll get. And you know, of course, like if you're a year into the company, you get this. If you're 4 years into the company, you get that. I was at 7 years into the company, so I got a pretty good package. And I'm like, awesome. I have 7 years into this company, and they've owned us for 2 of the 7. I'm sitting there like, I'm golden. I have at least a buffer room to find this job that doesn't exist right now. About a month before layoffs are expected, they sent out this notice that was kind of ambiguous, should I say. It was very, very vague in what they were talking about. And I'm like, whatever. Maybe it doesn't sound like it has anything to do with me. And then my boss talks to me, and he's like, yeah, you know, that that does have something to do with you. They're talking about your veteran level, your level of years worked, your service dates. And I'm like, well, what does that have to do with anything? I've been with the company for 7 years. He's like, no, everybody's complaining about that right now, that, you know, you only have 2 years into the company from when they purchased you. I'm like, what? So you purchase a company and you're like, we're not going to give anybody their... Wow. Oh my god, I'm glad it's not like a busy ass place where that could get you killed. Or me killed. Oh my lord. So yeah, so I'm no longer a 7-year veteran of the company, I'm a 2-year veteran. And it's like they wanted to change that all of a sudden. Like, oh yeah, we made a mistake by setting out, these are your tiers, and, you know, giving them hope. So pretty much I'm getting treated as a 1 year, on that tier system I'm getting treated as a 1 year employee. I just think, you know, when you do something like this as a company and you have a kind of an obligation to me, especially when you buy somebody, not somebody, sorry, they didn't buy the people, even though pretty much they did. When you buy the company, right, and you tell people stuff like, hey, we're not doing layoffs, and if we end up doing layoffs, we usually try to find positions for you within the company, and if we can't find positions with you in the company, we try to find new positions outside of the company. Now, I will say they, you know, didn't lie. You know, they did lie, but they didn't lie. They tried finding positions for us outside of the company and didn't even care about getting us back into the company. Even though I applied to 27 jobs internally, and probably about 10 of them I have qualifications for. I wasn't reviewed, I wasn't looked at, I was pretty much not considered. So yeah, I just think, in my opinion, you have an obligation to your people, your employees, to actually provide for them as they provide for you. For me, I did faithful service. I worked for 7 years, did the best that I could, did everything that I could. I don't get paid overtime because I'm salary, and I worked a hell of a lot of overtime to keep our customers happy, to keep our people happy. And you know, I'm pretty much thrown to the wayside. I mean, they did the same to the customers too. They threw them to the wayside, and I'm surprised a lot more of them didn't speak up to the contractual agreements that they had. Really? I had my blinker on, so I'm not going to blame them. I am going to blame them, but I'm not going to blame them. That was ridiculous. Ooh, look, parking spot for me. So I mean, yeah, that's just, it's a sad thing. I am pissed, but you know, nothing I can do about it. It's a bad situation for everybody. Live, learn, move on. they say they have something on the shelf and they don't have nothing. Yeah, that's bullshit. Alright, so today we're gonna have lunch at Hirosaki. I really don't know much about the place. I know if I've eaten there over the past 7 years, I would have to say about 10 times. But every time I've eaten there, it's been a joy. The sushi is very delish and recommended. Normally I get the sushi deluxe, but since I just need a light lunch today, it is probably going to be something different. Actually, sorry, I named that wrong. It's the sushi sashimi deluxe. Which is about $25, but it's a great filling for, you know, somebody of my size. Which isn't exactly fat, but, you know, I can put away some good sushi. I'd like to do more of this, actually, show more of my favorite eateries, places that I go. Not, you know, I don't want to show going to Applebee's or Chili's or something like that, which I don't go very often because I can't stand those places. Too generic. The food is actually very subpar. So, yeah, I mean, I'd much rather show you my favorite places to eat that's not generic or subpar. Now this place is kind of underrated. A lot of people don't go here. I do notice that they do a lot of takeout, but I mean, for me, takeout and sushi, it's okay, but it's not exactly what you should be doing. Parking the nice oil spot there. All right, time for lunch. So that was a very delicious lunch, but I will have to say, a little bit too expensive. Those 4 pieces right there were $10. That's a bit crazy. So I ordered that off the specials menu, thinking, well, that at least for that amount of money there should be a good enough amount of food. Yeah, it's completely wrong. I will have to say it, I mean, it is filling, but I don't know. One thing like that for 10 bucks, you decide. I think we're gonna park in the fucking shade. Yeah, my bike is burning, so I need to park in the shade. Unlike these people, I actually have to ride this thing with my attached to it. Alright, this trip's gonna bust. So the phone I was looking for was supposed to be at Walmart. It said they had it in stock. Well, it was a complete lie, at least for the person there, and I wasn't about to fight them. Well, your shit says that it's in stock, so why is it not in stock? So, yeah, I wasn't about to do that. I'm just one of the people. Check out. Alright, fine, you don't need my money right now. Good luck. So I thought I was gonna go check out Best Buy. Yep, no. don't check out Best Buy. It was a good $30 more expensive for the cheaper phone that I wanted, not the actual phone that I wanted. So yeah, Best Buy was a bust. I had already checked out Target previously and didn't like the selection, so there's just no way I'm going to go back in there. Yeah. So then on top of that, I was also supposed to go pants shopping because I need some pants badly. I am right now wearing shorts on this hot tank. I'm telling you, it's crazy hot. Done. So yeah, time to go back home, time to call it quits. It's been one of them days. May there be no more stoplights in my future. But either way, I'm going to have to call this quits. Thank you very much for watching the Drunken Warlock channel, and as always, don't drive drunk.